What's going on, my tech friends? This is the one tech. So today we're going to be talking about the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE. We're going to be talking about leaks. We're going to be talking about what you need to know. We're going to be looking at some specs. We're going to be also showing you some renders of this phone that I think it's gone under the radar. Not a lot of people know about this device, I don't think. So yeah, today I'm going to tell you guys all about it, and yeah, it's going to be a fun video. Anyway, before we start off with this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications so you can be alerted when I obviously upload another video on this channel. And yeah guys, please subscribe because we're trying to get this channel to 5,000 subscribers. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right into the video. So right now I'm going to just jump on why it's called the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE. So FE basically means fan edition. So from my research and from what I know, I believe that Samsung has actually put out the S series and the S lineup, and people have looked at it, people have judged it, people have made their comments, people have thrashed it, whatever you want to call it, and Samsung has actually taken that whole information and they basically put it in a to the CEO or the head, whoever it is, and they basically made a brand new Samsung Galaxy S20 series, well, the S20 FE, basically from what we've basically given them. So the information, our thoughts, all that stuff, they put it in one phone and basically they're gonna ship it out and sell it. So basically the way I look at it, it's gonna be our phone. It's gonna be made by Samsung, but it's gonna be our phone. So what we want in a smartphone, that's what they've put for us in a smartphone. But yeah, anyway, so before we even jump onto anything, we're gonna be getting NFC in the new budget flagship smartphones from Samsung. So smartphones like the Samsung Galaxy A series, basically the budget kind of flagship that Samsung makes is going to be having the NFC module in there, because Samsung has actually got a certificate saying they can put the NFC in their budget devices now. But yeah, anyway, pushing on to the launch date and the release date for this phone. Release date is really coming very soon. It's going to be in October time. Don't know when yet in October, maybe the early or the late or the mid, I'm not too sure myself, but it's going to be in October. So literally next month it's going to be here. And wow, boy oh boy, colors, wow, I can't wait to get into all that for you guys. Anyway, we're going to shoot right along to the next place, which is the specs. And boy oh boy, the specs on this is great. Before that, I'm just going to tell you guys that this phone is going to be launched alongside the Galaxy S20 Lite as well. But some people are saying the S20 Lite is going to be the same thing as the S20 FE, but they're calling it the FE, so I'm not too sure. So we might be getting two phones that's going to be launched next month, or one phone that people are not too sure if it is the FE or the Lite. Anyway, so right, specs, like I said. So specs on this is going to be nice specs. Like I said, this is Samsung's budget flagship phones. So the fact they're flagship, which means they're going to be good, even if they're budget. So anyway, specs, like I said. So it's going to have the newest Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 processor, which is what we get in the Note 20 series, which is freaking awesome. So yeah, we're going to be getting some nice refresh rates, RAM, and all that stuff. And the phone is going to be snappy and quick and all that in the new chipset they've put in there, which will be nice. Anyway, it's going to have a 8 gig of RAM, which will be nice for when you're multitasking, when you're trying to process things or search the web quickly or whatever, anything like that. Also, we are also going to get a 2400 times 1080p display as well. And that display is also going to be AMOLED as well. It's going to have an AMOLED, I don't know how you say it, but it's gonna have that beautiful AMOLED display which we get in I believe the S10 and the S20. I think so. But yeah, the display is gonna be crisp, nice. It's gonna be absolutely beautiful. The the display in another hand is slightly tweaked a little bit. So because if you look at the S20, the S20 has more pixels in it than this actual phone. But the saying about this AMOLED display is going to look nice and beautiful. But yeah, that's fine. Anyway, so the S20 comes with our 1440p times 3200p. So that is pretty much 2K right there, stuck straight out the phone, which is nice. And the FE is going to be 1080p. But like I said to you guys, this AMOLED display is going to should tweak it to look a little bit more like the S20, but not look exactly like the S20. But you should still be getting a nice screen on the phone, and very, very sharp and very clear and beautiful, basically. Anyway, so and also the fact that they've put this this amount of pixels in the FE is good, because we're going to be getting 120 gigahertz and refresh rate on the phone as well. Not only that, they're going to be downsizing the pixel on the S20 FE. We're going to be giving a 120 gigahertz refresh rate in there as well, so it will be nice and snappy and sharp, and yeah, you know the deal. So yeah, anyway, this phone is going to be compatible for 4G and 5G as well. So I'm guessing the 4G variant is going to be a little bit more like less expensive than the 5G, or in my theory they might scrap the 4G and go for the 5G and the 5G only, because right now pretty much every single phone manufacturer and company is leaning onto 5G. No one's really making 4G at the moment. It's only the little companies out there. But yeah, anyway, right. My theory is they're gonna leave it as the 5G only and not the 4G. Anyway, now we're gonna move on to the camera. The camera is gonna be very, very nice. It's gonna be very nice. The pixels are not gonna be they're not gonna be as good as the Samsung Galaxy S20 lineup. But anyway, hear me out. Just hear me out. Let me explain what the camera is gonna be looking like. Anyway, they're saying the camera should deliver a very, very high quality photos with obviously it's gonna have a 12 megapixel main camera, which yeah, I know you guys are like, whoa, let's step back a minute. We're not in 2018 anymore, we're in 2020. But it's gonna have the camera is 12 megapixel and it's gonna be using the Sony IMX555 sensor in it. So yeah, you guys already know Sony make the best cameras out there. I mean, Canon, because I have a Canon sitting right there behind me. Canon make the best camera, especially when it comes to the autofocus. Beautiful. But Sony, on the other hand, I mean, they do make good cameras, but I mean, you could argue Sony, Canon, I don't know, but Sony do make all the professional cinematography cameras you see out there nowadays that they use for filmmaking and things like that. So yeah, because we're getting this Sony sensor in the phone, then we should be happy. Even if it's 12 megapixel, we should be happy, because I know for a fact that if Sony are getting involved with the camera on this phone, it doesn't matter how many megapixel it is, I know for a fact it's going to be a beautiful camera. Hence why they said it's going to be delivering a very high quality photo, which is going to be good. Anyway, so it's also going to have a 12 megapixel wide angle lens, and also it's going to have a 12 megapixel lens, and it's going to have a 8 megapixel telephoto lens as well, which will be able to hit around 3 times zoom, optical zoom with that, which not too bad for a budget phone. I mean, you don't expect to have everything like 108 megapixel, 64 megapixel, auto wide angle lens, and 64 megapixel of obviously the telephoto lens. It's a budget phone. It's going to be even a lot more cheaper than the S20, because you know the S20, you got the S20 and then the S20 Plus and the S20 Ultra. It's going to be way cheaper than the S20, even the bottom range of the S20 lineup. So yeah, guys, all I say is think about this one, because this one is going to be very, very nice. Obviously, when the phone comes out, it will be coming to the channel to, obviously, for me to give my honest opinion about the phone and unbox it. And yeah, you know how it is. Anyway, let's just wrap that up and let's go straight to the design and the color that we're going to be getting with this phone. Before that, I have no idea about the front-facing camera of the FE, so if there's an update about that, I will be sure to make another video as well. Anyway, skipping forward to the design and the colors. So the design is going to look similar to the S20, obviously, because it's part of the S20 lineup, and also it's going to have a little tweak of the Note 20 Ultra, which, hallelujah, I am so stoked about. I mean, personally, the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE is not a phone that I will particularly personally get to use as my daily driver, because it's kind of in the budget section, and I'm not saying that it's too cheap for me. It's just I want to have a Samsung with the highest spec possible that Samsung has brought out for the phone, if that makes sense. But yeah, anyway, yeah, like I was saying, it's gonna have a little bit of tweak from the Note 20 Ultra, which is the camera. It's gonna have kind of like the layout of the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra layout, the camera layout, well, the camera module, and it's gonna have that little ring on there as well for the colors of these devices, which brings me on to the color. So this color, the phone we're gonna be getting it in, I'm gonna be getting the phone in a nice red, white, green, orange. Yeah, that's it. And some of these colors won't be available in some regions. Some regions the color will be available, and in some regions the color in one region would not be available in your region. So it just depends where Samsung actually ships these phones out to and which colors that they ship out to. Anyway, the design of the phone, the display is going to be the Infinity O display, the same display that we saw in the Samsung Galaxy S10 series, I believe. S10, yeah, the S10 series, we're going to be getting that, and also we're going to be getting the classic hole punch in the middle of the device, just at the top. And fun fact, it's going to be actually 3.3 millimeter in diameter for the hole punch, so it's going to be slightly smaller than obviously what we've seen from other devices and the S series, which then me thinking, because it's going to be a smaller hole punch, I feel like the camera is going to have more or less megapixel in it than the S20 lineup, which isn't too bad at all. Not too bad, not too bad. Anyway, bad bit for the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE is actually going to be made out of plastic. Well, the back at least is going to be made out of plastic. The front is going to be glass. We're not going to be getting the same technology that we saw in the Samsung Galaxy S20 lineup in the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE. It's going to be the back is going to be made out of plastic. Why? Purely just to reduce cost, because to make a device is absolutely expensive, and I mean, if it's the more budget kind of flagship, then the cost should be brought down. Anyway, yeah, it's gonna have a plastic back instead of a glass back. Anyway, moving right along to the battery life, which is the last thing that I have written on my notes. Before we get to the battery life, don't be scared about dropping this phone inside water, because it's rated as a IP68 water resistant, so you can dunk it in water, you can film underwater, or do whatever you want to do, because yeah, it's waterproof, so the phone will be safe even if you drop it down the toilet. If you're I don't know, possibly yeah, doing something while you're standing in front of the toilet. If you know what I mean. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, jumping right onto the battery. The battery is going to be a whopping 4,500 milliamp, which is way better than the Samsung Galaxy S20, which has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for you guys. Anyway, if this video helped you out a little bit about what to expect in the upcoming Samsung Galaxy S20 FE, please don't forget to chuck a like down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and also please share the video. Tell everyone about the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE because it's going to be a nice phone, especially the colors. I can't wait to see the freaking damn colors. I can't wait because yeah, Samsung hasn't really done any sort of like bright colors like Apple do, because the Apple, they got beautiful they got like purple, red, freaking orange, white, black. You know how it is. Anyway, I can't wait till Samsung brings out these bright colors. I want to know the texture and the way they look. Anyway, guys, without further ado, I'll see you guys later in my next video.